Hi, and welcome to Faith and Flour. I'm Robin. We've been in our home for about 2 years now, and our laundry room is the one space that hasn't been renovated yet. We have made a few changes since moving in, like replacing the previous owner's old washer and dryer. We took out the old tile floor, and you can see the cement here that we're working with right now. And we recently put in a new exterior door, but the rest will wait until this coming winter or maybe even a little longer. I showed you my ideas for the new design in a recent video, and I even got some really great feedback and suggestions from several of you, which I'm taking under consideration and I really appreciate. It's a work in progress. I think that dreaming up the plans is one of the most fun parts of renovating. I got these washable rugs on Amazon to trap the dirt that we track in from outside and also to improve the look of the bare concrete. I've really enjoyed them. I think they do make a little bit of an improvement, but I haven't washed them all winter, so they are really needing a good cleaning by now. I started with the rugs, and then throughout the week I gave this room a deep cleaning and I organized it and tidied it up a bit. If you have a space that doesn't measure up to your ideal, I think that cleaning and organizing can really go a long way to helping you love it, despite whatever flaws that you think it has. In this room, there are many things that I want to change and improve, but until that can happen, I want to take care of what I already have and to appreciate how it serves our family. On this day, I focused on cleaning this corner because we made the decision to go ahead and bring in a freezer and put it in this corner, which was one of the top things on my wish list for our new laundry room. We have had a refrigerator freezer in our garage that the previous owners left behind, but we sold it for several reasons. First of all, we live in Texas where the summer temperatures are quite high, so running a refrigerator or freezer in the garage really isn't the most energy efficient thing to do. Also, while I found the extra freezer space helpful, I never really used the refrigerator very much, and the freezer compartment was really small, so swapping it out for more freezer space that we could have inside makes more sense. This bar is where I hang a lot of our clothes to dry, and I'm taking it down to make room for the freezer. But I plan to move it so that I can still use it, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I've had my eye on this freezer from Costco for quite a while, and I'm so excited to see how we like it in this corner. It's a good size freezer. I think it'll be a good fit for our family. It's not too large, but it's going to give us a lot of extra space, which I'm going to love filling. And I like how it has drawers inside that will make it really nice for organizing. Next, I needed to tidy up the inside of our closet. Mostly things are working well in here the way that I previously organized it, so I will pretty much leave those areas alone. The shelf where we keep everything for our dog Austin is what really needs the most attention, so that's where I'm going to be focused. I want to declutter things that we aren't using and organize and tidy up everything that we decide to keep. Plus, there are some items on this shelf and the one below that can be relocated to other areas in our home, which will free up some space in here too. I like using the one command hook we have on the door, and so I think that adding another one would be great for getting a couple more cleaning tools off the shelf and in a location that makes them a little bit easier to access. So while I gave the command hook time to adhere well to the door, I emptied out all of Austin's things to sort through, declutter, and decide how to best organize them. This basket had a bunch of random items, and all of them could be relocated either to our bathroom or to the cabinets over our washer and dryer where I keep cleaning products. Clearing all of these things out gave me plenty of room so that I could consolidate all of the dog items right here on this one shelf. These old towels are mostly used for giving Austin a bath, so keeping them here on this shelf makes more sense. Plus, they are going to be a lot easier to reach on this shelf rather than push towards the back of the floor where they were before. I was happy to be able to make a little more space on the floor so that we could keep things like extra dog food and some of the items that are currently being kept next to the washing machine. I have in this trash can some extra items that I really don't need access to very often, so tucking them out of the way and out of sight is really nice in the bottom of our closet. And I tried to see if these tools could go in too, but that just didn't work. But Patrick said that he has a place for them in the garage, so that's good. And so I made room for my mop and bucket, and that worked out really well. Whenever we do our renovation, this closet will be eliminated to make way for some cabinetry. But in the meantime, I am going to enjoy this storage space and make the most of it by keeping it tidy and organized. It turned out to be a great week to do some indoor homemaking because it has been very stormy outside. And whenever the rain stops, we have seen lots of these furry caterpillars running around. I just learned that they are called woolly bear or salt marsh caterpillars, and soon they will become tiger moths. Judging by the number of the caterpillars we have been seeing, I'll be able to show you what they look like when they turn into tiger moths in a few months when they start appearing around here. In between working in the laundry room, I started making water kefir, which is a fermented beverage full of probiotics that are really great for gut health. I used to make kombucha, but that was rather involved and I was the only one in our family who liked drinking it, so eventually I gave that up because it just wasn't worth all of the effort. I recently learned about water kefir, which is very simple to make, and thought I'd give it a try. I ordered some dehydrated water kefir grains from Cultures for Health, which is where I've bought my yogurt cultures in the past, and I will link them down in the description box in case you're interested. Because they came dehydrated, I needed to activate them by mixing up some sugar water and letting the grains rehydrate for a couple of days. The packet that I ordered had very easy instructions, and you'll see the whole process is super simple and only requires some filtered water and some organic sugar. The kefir grains that I ordered can be used over and over, so as long as I continue to use them, I won't need to buy more. After covering the jar with a coffee filter secured with a rubber band, I let them sit on the counter for about 3 days. After that, they should be ready, and so I drained the grains and mixed up another jar with a 1/4 cup of organic sugar with about 3 cups of filtered water. To that, I added the rehydrated kefir grains, and then I covered it again with a coffee filter secured with a rubber band, and this is just to allow some air to exchange, but not to let any fruit flies get in or anything like that, and I let this mixture ferment on the counter for 48 hours. After 48 hours, when the fermentation should be complete, I wanted to try a second ferment to flavor it with some juice and to create the natural carbonation. I used a Grolsch style bottle and added a 1/2 cup of juice. This one from Aldi turned out really well, and filled the rest of the bottle with the water kefir, making sure to strain out the kefir grains and leaving about 1 inch at the top. Once it was sealed, I left it on the countertop for an additional 24 hours to ferment again. To keep the process going, I mixed up another jar of sugar water to add to the kefir grains and therefore create another batch. Right now, our house is warm, so this cycle can be repeated every 24 hours or so. But if I want to take a break from making it, I can just store the mixture in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. My first batch turned out great, mildly sweet and bubbly, and both Patrick and Peyton like it, so I think it will be a nice drink for the warm months ahead that not only tastes great, but is good for us too. Back in the laundry room, I hung up my microfiber dusters on the new command hooks in the closet and picked up where I left off with cleaning. so often I like to run a cleaning cycle on our washing machine, and I really like using these sachets from Truly Free Home to keep odors and buildup at bay. I just toss it in the machine and use the clean washer setting. If your washer doesn't have this option, you can just run a hot water cycle. I love the laundry products from Truly Free Home. I have been using them for a while now. They are my favorite because they are non-toxic and work so well. If you are interested in trying them out, I will have a link for you down in the description box for 40% off their laundry bundle. And if you use my code FaithAndFlour, you will get an additional 30% off. I'll admit that I'm not always motivated to clean in here. When your laundry room is also your mud room, it gets dirty really quickly and has to be cleaned often. And when the space isn't as finished or as beautiful as you like, that can just add to the feeling of wanting to procrastinate. But don't underestimate the satisfaction that comes with a freshly cleaned space. Even if it only lasts a little while, it's so worth it and always gives me a sense of gratitude that keeps me focused on the blessings. I am so grateful to have a whole room for managing the laundry for our family with machines that do all the hard work for me. I've got plenty of storage, and I'm even grateful for having running water, and that's something we probably all take for granted. Thinking on these things can really bring joy to an otherwise mundane task, and I highly recommend it over focusing on the things that you dislike about it or feeling like your time could be better spent elsewhere. I always try to work from the top down, especially here in the laundry room where dryer lint collects on all the surfaces. As I'm cleaning, anything that I can't capture in my cloth can get knocked down onto the next surface until it winds up on the floor, and then I can clean the floors and the baseboards, getting the whole room as clean as possible. Before vacuuming, I want to use this tool to reach as much dust as I can out from under the washer and dryer. Unfortunately, there isn't enough space to be able to use it under the dryer, but it works great under the washer, and I was able to free that area from dust. Our plan is to stack the dryer on top of the washer when we renovate, so at that point I'll only need to get under the washer, and this tool works great for that. Also, I like to use it to get under the refrigerator in our kitchen, and it will be great for getting under our new freezer in this room too. not sure how well this comes across in the video, but cleaning the baseboards made a huge difference. And then covering the bare concrete floors with the freshly washed rugs brightens everything up. I swapped the rugs, putting the larger one here in front of the washer and dryer, and I was able to anchor it under the sink legs to keep it from shifting, and the smaller one fit perfectly between the closet and the freezer. There might not be a huge noticeable difference to you, but to me it feels so good to have the space really clean and free of clutter. I didn't change anything in these cabinets. This space is perfect for keeping all of our cleaning supplies. And this one for all of the laundry products. It's also where we keep our internet equipment because this is where the cable enters our house. There is a better plan for that when we renovate, but for now it works. The sink faucet needs replacing because it leaks, and that's what the red container under the sink is for. It's catching the drips. It's also not pretty, but it will do until we fix it properly during the renovation. We decided to turn the freezer with its back to the outside wall, which we found works better, and the trash can is strategically placed to keep it from getting bumped by the exterior door. We also moved the bar so that I'll still have a space for hanging our clothes to dry, and now we are good to go in here for as long as need be. Once we had a break in the stormy weather, I took some time to plant these foxtail ferns. We had these at our previous home and we love them. They are just so cute and cheerful, and I can see them from the window above the kitchen sink, and I've really been enjoying watching them sway back and forth in the breeze. So much for spending your time with me here today. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We would love to have you join our Faith and Flour community, and it's absolutely free. All you have to do is click on my picture. I love to hear from you, so be sure to leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.